everyone dreams of winning the trophy and taking home the #1 spot.
Just in the moment, I couldn't believe what I'd just been through.
Going into the group stage now, and we'd managed to get that 4th spot along with Atlantide Wave, Team Footwiz and Melbourne City. Obviously all very strong opponents, and we knew it was going to be tough.
The first round we matched against Atlantide Wave, which is Marco and Naylor.
I was a little bit nervy going into the games, and I think that showed. And I lost my first 2 games against Atlantide. Dylan managed to get a draw and a win there, so we were still in it in the last game against Footwiz.
I said to Josh, Josh and I, we spoke before the tournament, and we were saying that if we're going to make a run for this grand final, we've got to push in this Footwiz game, which was ultimately our round 3 match. Josh played played against Greek Freak, and my gosh, that was one of the most intense games I've ever seen.
I managed to clutch up 4-3 with my game and getting the winner in the last kick of the game, and that ended up being enough for us to just tip that 2nd place spot and get into the final.
I mean, I was biting my nails, man. It was so hard to watch that, but Josh pushed up so hard. It was 2-3 down in the 86th minute, and somehow, I don't even know how, but the celebration for me at this point was wild. He managed to win 4-3, and that put us in such a good position to qualify for the grand final. I had to win this last game against Footwiz Jamoto, and if I won, we were making it through to the grand final. I managed to win. It wasn't my greatest game of FIFA, I can't lie, but I managed to get the result, put us through to the grand final, and I mean, at this point we were just ecstatic. After Josh's result against Greek Freak on the PlayStation side, just to get to the top 2 and secure our spot in the grand finals, we knew anything was possible at this point.
Qualifying for the final was already a massive achievement. Myself and Dylan were over the moon with those results, but everyone wants to get the trophy at the end of that and come home the winner, so we just started focusing on that. After our short celebrations of making the final, it was time to focus and get the job done there.
Hello, welcome to the FIFAe Club World Cup 2021 Zone 1 finals as we delve into Oceania region, and Atlantide will take on Dire Wolves in an attempt to be crowned the zone champions.
On to the grand finals we are now, and at this point we're really happy with how we've gone and secured some nice prize money, but still, our eyes are set on the trophy. That's our goal from the start, nothing less.
So in preparing for the final, I just we're up against Atlantide Wave, and obviously playing them in the group stage. There was I watched my games back a couple of times just to sort of pick apart where I could have done things differently, where I could maybe cause a bit of problems against Naylor, obviously a very good player. He was currently ranked number 2 in our region. I did a little bit of research. I didn't really play too much leading up to it. I didn't want to overcomplicate things. It was more just having a mental game plan was really the way I wanted to go into it, and I think that showed with how I performed against them. Heading
into the first game, we were quite confident, I'd say. I remember saying to Josh before we started, if you can win one game on PlayStation against Naylor, we'll win this whole thing, I know it.
And you got Dylan on the other hand from Dire Wolves, who's an absolute class player, very rarely you'll see him make a mistake, and of course JMKKing, who's kind of like the complete package.
Game 1, it was a very close game, and I was really focusing on my just the defensive positioning and trying to lock out Naylor, because I knew if I could stop him from scoring, which isn't an easy thing to do, then I'd be all good. And early on I actually had a chance with R9, I believe, and I thought the shot had gone in on the near post, but unfortunately his keeper tipped it past. And then from then on I sort of had a bit more confidence to go at him a bit and have the confidence inside the box. And getting the goal that got the result to make it 1-0 was a little bit lucky, where I just sort of shot into his defenders and managed to get the rebound, but a goal's a goal, and that was what decided that match.
The bench, fantastic little touch around the corner, chance for JMK, 1-5, 3 times! But you can win 6-0, you can win 2-0, or you could just scrape a 1-0 win in this format. A win is a win at the end of the day.
That was a huge moment. Late in the game, like, Naylor was really pushing on for that goal, but Josh held strong, ended up winning the first game, and that put us in such a good position. Put us 1-0 up in the series, which meant we only need to win 2 more now.
Hey, I saw a clean sweep in Atlantide's favour. I saw a 3-0.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen right now.
Next game was on Xbox, so my leg. I played against Marco. I started off really strong in this game, I have to say. Got 2 quite early goals, and I was just playing so well at this point. And then I got a 3rd goal. This was, like, I think the deciding moment in the game. I had a 3rd goal at, like, just before the end of the first half, which put me in a really comfortable position, I have to say. And it wasn't clean for me in the second half. I don't know what happened, but my player scored an own goal, so that put me 3-1 up, I think in the 50th minute or so. So not even like 10 minutes after the second half started. I gave away a penalty, but luckily I saved that, and I think probably around 70th minute or so, I scored such a nice goal. Probably my goal of the tournament.
Mbappe back through and out of the best thing that Dylan can do is go and restore that lead. Elastico! Pele!
I knew that game was in the bag once I had the 4 goals, because I'm not giving up 4 goals in a one-legged game of FIFA, so that ended up in me getting the win for us, which put us 2-0 up in the series.
Both players have to pull their weight. It's that simple. And someone that really has pulled their weight, as you can see on the scores in front of us, JMK, certainly first and foremost.
My second game, which was the 3rd game of the series, actually had the opportunity where if I won that game, we would have had it wrapped up 3-0 in the best of 5, but unfortunately I lost out in extra time. Conceded early and within the first 10 minutes to a little bit of an unlucky goal, where the shot was good, but Van Dijk just the ball bounced off him and he got away, but I could have done better there. Later on in the second half, I worked a really nice goal to get it to Hullet.
Chance.
This is nice from JMK. Nice, back to Hullet!
And that got me through to extra time, but again, I think I just got caught lacking a bit early on in extra time. There's a bit of nerves there. I managed to give away a goal there. It was a good goal from Naylor, and I couldn't quite get the equaliser back in extra time, so that one finished as a 2-1 loss.
Cut back, chance, Ronaldo!
I mean, Josh's effort in that game was unreal, because Naylor's one of the top-ranked players in Australia at the moment, so that's no easy feat. But that put us up 2-1, 3 games into the series, and at this point we've got 1 Xbox leg left and 1 PlayStation leg.
It's as simple as that. Dylan will win if Marco doesn't improve on what he did in that second game.
If you're a goal up in these competitions, the opponent's going to turn on constant press, and what happens is the fullbacks really push up. So I get a goal kick, and I play it short to my fullback, and I look at the mini-map at the bottom, and I see his fullbacks really press high up the pitch, which left an open through ball over the top, which I could play to my Mane. And I think this was 87th, 88th minute, and I'm through on goal. I'm through with my Mane, and he's got 1 defender back, I've got 2 attackers, and I'm running, and I'm waiting for him just to press at me. I crossed the ball into CR7. I was so scared he was going to miss, honestly. But he buries it bottom left corner with a header. I was 2-0 up, only 2 in-game minutes left, and at this point I knew it. I knew it was in the bag.
It's 0-1! And you can see what it means to them both!
I think after that first goal, I kind of knew, this is mine. I'm not giving up another one. But yeah, the second goal, that's 100%. I knew that I had it there.
Congratulations.
And you see Dylan saying, I've not just beat him once, I've beat him twice. I beat Marco on 2 separate occasions.
It just felt so good. Being a team competition, doing it with Josh, he played so well. I couldn't have asked for a better performance from him, honestly, because I don't think I could have done better against Naylor.
Obviously, as a competitor, everyone dreams of winning the trophy and taking home the #1 spot. So it's a great feeling for me and Dylan. A lot of celebrations afterwards, and to be representing Direwolves, and they gave me this opportunity to be competing in this competition. I wouldn't be here without them, so it was an honour to win it for them and for the whole org. It's just massive for everyone. I'll give a quick shout out to obviously my mum and dad who were watching along and probably a bit more nervous than me, I think. My brother over in Canada and the Brazy boys, all my mates around town, they were all tuning in together and supporting me along the way.
Just a couple shout outs to the Direwolves support staff, Treaders, all the guys behind the scenes. Envy for filling in the second week. We couldn't have done it without you, Envy. And yeah, just supporting us throughout the rest of the weeks. Craig for delivering this beauty of a kit. Thank you, Craig. And thank you for the short talk the night before. It really did help out. And just generally everyone who supported us.